Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Totally 90s podcast. You're listening to Fridays with Neen. Did you hear my mom?
Okay. Fridays with Neen. Fridays with Neen. Every day is Fridays with Neen. Yeah.
Womp womp. I didn't hear the tambourine though.
Shut up.
Let me see. Try it again.
That was
Barely.
wow, this mic rock. So if I try to play my harmonica, no one can hear? What the hell?
I could hear it just a tad, but not like.
It was loud up in here. Whoa, okay, good to know. But guys,
Wow.
I brought a tambourine because Fridays with Neen deserves a tambourine. It rhymes.
That's so crazy because you would think that you could hear it because it's in the mic, but I
Yeah.
guess
Oh,
interesting. Yeah, I guess the true test will be the
damn.
harmonica.
Okay, well, then next time, because I don't know where I
Mm,
have two and I don't know where they are.
That's a trip. How are you, Steph?
I'm great, Neen. It's Friday when you guys are listening to this.
Yes.
It's everything's really good on my end. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm good. It's
You
yeah, doing really good. Not bad,
got your
just
cafecito?
yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Ching. What you got in there? Some pumpkin spice?
You better believe it. Okay, I have some iced coffee with my
Mm.
pumpkin spice and a little do a dollop of
Oh,
whipped cream. A little
I was like Daisy. I was like, does Daisy have whipped cream? No,
Daisy, the
it's just
brand or my
sour cream,
puppy?
huh?
Oh, it's just sour cream.
Although, does Daisy like pup
Are
cups?
you kidding me? Yeah, so the angel put me on a strict like don't get her a pup cup every time. And I don't, but like I
Hmm.
can't help it. They see her face. They're like, oh, here. So I only let her have a
Yeah.
little bit, like when we
Hmm.
go, and we've decided she's allowed one per quarter her own. So
That's cute.
but yeah, she
I know.
loves it. Her and Roni will share a pup cup, and it's the cutest
Oh,
fucking thing on earth.
see, I love that too. Like when we take Charlie places,
Oh, yeah.
but it gets all over his fur.
Yeah, I have the baby wipes or need to clean it
Yeah,
off, and they smell like sour milk.
yeah, and I'm just not down with that scent. But it's cute because they go freaking mad, and
Hog
it's
wild.
just
It's
whipped
just whipped
cream, right?
cream. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I love it. Oh
Cutest
my
fucking thing on
god,
earth.
so cute. I love it. And what was I going to ask you? I was scrolling through your posts and I saw Brittany with Maluma.
Sexy, right? And J
Who was
Balvin.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay, I didn't know who the one that was like embracing her was, but Maluma's face was funny.
Yeah, he was like when you're the third wheel or whatever. It was so cute. But it's
Hmm.
like I'm excited, like, but also I don't know, like her voice lately has been bugging me. Like when she was I think I might be the only one that didn't like her Tiny Dancer remake with Elton John. I like it,
Hmm.
I'll sing it, but like her uh, is driving me
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, no, I totally get it because she, I don't know, she's just on planet,
She's on another
I don't
level.
know. The knife situation, that
Yeah,
video, it's very sad. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't
I don't know.
either. I
I hope
don't.
she's getting some help.
She apparently has a new man, though. Like I seen like her post or like someone posted maybe another security guard. I don't know, but he looks like Sam.
Mm,
Ugh.
that's scary. I don't know why I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's the thing. The outside looking in, right? You
Yeah.
think that everything's dandy and,
I
you
just
know,
think, she was so like muffled for so long and then she didn't have a voice. She was controlled for so many years. It's like when you're on a diet and then you
hmm,
have like access to like your whatever after
right,
so long or you quit drinking or Lent. Okay, 40 days,
right.
40 nights, no drinking and then you're like, "What?" when you have it and it's you kind of can either go crazy or just, I think
No,
that's
for
her right
sure.
now. She's having her margarita. Like,
Well, what do you think of the thing that what is her sister?
mm,
Jamie Lynn? What do you think about
yes.
that? Because, they had that falling out and then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden it seems like she was supportive.
Who? Jamie Lynn supportive of Britney? It's only because
No,
she's the oh.
Brittany is supportive of
Are
Jamie.
you talking about the Instagram post?
Yeah,
I feel like she didn't
it
make
wasn't
any
her.
sense whatsoever. I don't think so. I don't think anything she posts. I think the crazy thing she's posting is her and she somehow like is able to do that.
Hmm.
Or maybe she didn't mean for that to be posted and people are trying to like, you know, cause
Hmm.
concern.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
her spinning all the time. I don't know. I just feel terrible
Ugh.
for her.
Her spinning on the time.
Oh my
That's
God.
true. I don't know. And the lack of clothing, which, hey, I'm all down for, more
Hell.
clothing,
Yeah.
but it's just a lot. It's right. I feel bad for her kids, I guess.
I mean, I also think like like her kids are just not trying to have anything to do with her. Rightfully
Hmm.
so. When you're a parent and you have kids and you treat them like crap and you forget about them and you put yourself first before your babies that you brought into this world, don't be upset when they're like, I don't want shit to do with you. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm seeing a
Yeah.
lot of that, not just in Hollywood. Okay.
Oh.
So,
Hmm.
you know, these babies did not ask to be brought into this world. So I feel like
Exactly.
they're off with Kevin and everyone talks smack about Kevin, but at least Kevin is a solid something that they can rely on, you know?
Hmm. Oh,
So
absolutely. And he's seems to be a good dad, so
he seems to be
from
okay.
what we could see, right?
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
sure the truth will come out eventually.
oh man, she's releasing a book, so I want to know.
I know, I saw that.
But
And good for
does she
her,
write it? I don't know.
right? See? I don't know, Steph. I'm just like, there's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff, crazy stuff that's going on in this world. But that being said, on Fridays with Neen, we're just gonna hop right into it. And before we even get started, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite thing about fall? Is it Halloween? Do you like being scared?
I
I kind
do.
of wanted to, because we're entering spooky season, as we said on our
Girl,
last
spooky
episode.
season. Yeah, it's been.
Really?
I'm
Did
like,
you always like to be spooked out?
yes, I don't like when people pop out from behind a door and go boo. Like I don't like to be like startled, but I also I like to be like watching scary movies and like something like oh like your boobs
Mm-hmm.
tingle because from the fear. Like I really like it. I've always been a spooky season lover. I mean, my mom got me into like scary movies and thank God for that. And it's so funny,
Mm-hmm.
she refuses to watch The Exorcist.
Really? That's like
She
my
says,
mom. My mom won't do it
yeah,
either.
she says that's the one movie she can't like sit
Have you
through.
seen it?
I have, but like this. I remember me and Carrie watched
Really?
it at her house. No parents were there. Catholic schoolgirls, like, hi, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
no, I feel like it's wrong. I don't know. I just and I was too scared. Like it was like her walking backwards down the stair. Like I'm not cool with it. And then, I'll
Mm-hmm.
have nightmares that I'm possessed. And what does that mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that one I can't do.
Uh-huh.
And it's a kid, and kids already scare me, except for Pretzel. Like kids are just
Mm-hmm.
scary. Like I'm sorry, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be alone with them. Like they're gonna talk to me, or they're gonna show up in the middle of the night. I'm scared. Why? Because they see things.
Yeah.
They see
No.
things. So I don't like that movie involves a child.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Michael Myers, that's my boo. Anything Michael Myers, I need. I have too many
Oh my
shirts,
gosh. I
socks.
love
Like
it.
he makes me laugh. Like I love
Yeah.
him. So like Angel's like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm cackling because I have to watch it with headphones.
Uh-huh.
And she doesn't want to hear it.
She doesn't like scary movies, right?
No, and I feel like she can handle Michael Myers. Like the
Oh,
first
totally.
one. The first one is a cozy way to kick off October.
And they're really not, in my opinion, they're not really scary.
Well, okay, but I say all this, and then that's because my wife, she doesn't go out of town anymore, like on work trips and stuff. So I can
Mm-hmm.
be scared and like know that like she's home. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so she's leaving next week, and I'm not going to be watching any scary movies next week, or we're going to have to record Crime Talk during the daylight, maybe the morning, because I will picture everything. Like I'll picture Michael Myers like in my backyard staring up, like that scene in the movie. Like I feel like I'll be Jamie Lee Curtis and I'll look outside and someone's watching. Like
Ugh.
I'll scare myself, or like the closet, like I have to check. or like hiding in the
Hmm.
shower. Like, God forbid I
Oh,
have to wake up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. Like, I'll have to look behind the
oh, hell no.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. See, for me, I think it's more of the realistic stuff
Yeah.
that freaks me out. And I used to love scary movies.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite movie used to be The Exorcist.
Oof.
And I saw that when I was in sixth grade.
Ugh,
I don't know why, but
I don't either.
my friend, right? My friend and I went to Blockbuster and we wanted to get a scary movie. I think that's part of like growing up. It's like a rite of passage to like want to scare the crap out of yourselves,
Yes.
because your parents won't let you. Because now that I'm a parent, I understand that you don't want your kid to be tired because they're going to be in your bed, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
or not tired, but scared. So I went and we went to Blockbuster. We got The Exorcist. I didn't know what it was, and neither did she. But
Shit.
her dad goes and says, "Oh, that's a good one. That's a classic."
I mean, he's not lying, but why would you tell your sixth grade kid that? That's fucked
Exactly.
up.
No, it was. So we watched it,
Mm,
and let me tell you, for like the next 6 months after that, I had to sleep in my mom's room
I don't
because
blame you.
I literally thought my bed was shaking. I literally thought that I was seeing things. It
Nope.
was horrible. And it scared me to my core. It is one of the most, and I think that's the thing is like, the way it happened, and then the things that happened once she was.
See, I don't even remember. How did she become possessed? Spoiler alert.
So I don't really
Did
know
she play with the
how.
Ouija board?
She did play with the Ouija board,
Oh,
and somehow I guess
this,
something had happened and it overcame her or something. I guess because I guess the concept behind it is like she's such a pure, children are such pure souls.
yes.
And they even say that about people that are like very religious. It's kind of like a testament to their faith,
Yeah.
so it's like the same concept with kids because they don't have anything to they haven't experienced anything, so
Yeah.
the devil attacks it,
Oh, that's
right?
sick.
And yeah, and because in the movie they're not religious people.
Okay.
So the mom tries to search for why, and she goes and like gets like a lobotomy, like that kind of stuff, and it's just really crazy. But you know
Ew.
what movie that and I after I got freaked out, I kept watching it because it scared me even more. And I was just like, I don't know. I was
You knew
like,
when to look away too. Like you already knew what was
yeah.
coming. Yeah.
And there were certain scenes that scared me the most.
Was
So
there a crucifix
um
scene?
yeah, it's just disturbing. And when you hear the story of like what happened to the cast after that, and the fact that like Linda Blair had like there was so many things that transpired while they were filming this.
I believe it.
Yeah, and I think none of them were the same, and even their careers, like after, none of them really had a huge career after because they felt like they were cursed.
So my mom, so it was made when our moms were in
Hmm.
their teens.
Yeah.
And I just have a quick anecdote. Should I save it or should I tell you? Because it's in relation to this movie.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Might as well.
So my mom, I don't know if she ever told you this, but it was either before or after she saw The Exorcist, but she was at a friend's house or a cousin's house, okay?
Hmm.
And the Ouija board was there and they were playing and they actually got in contact with a spirit. And you know how you're supposed to ask the spirit to leave? Like, okay, you may
Hmm.
now go. The spirit would not leave. And this, I'm telling you, Neen, I can't even ask her about it anymore. But like the book, she just all she remembers from that traumatic night besides that is books flying off the shelf and like the window, like it was like
Oh my
the
gosh, no.
curtains were like moving and everything. Finally it was gone, but like she never fucked with the Ouija board again. And I think it happened beforehand. She went to the movies and she literally walked out of that movie, so I think maybe it was prior,
Hmm.
and she forbid me to ever play with Ouija boards growing up.
Hmm.
So I
Same.
totally, like, whenever she talked to me about it, I believed her because she looked so scared, but like
Hmm.
also was she telling me this to like keep me from playing with the Ouija board? But also I like listened to my mom. Like when she said don't play with the Ouija board, don't. I remember being at a friend's house, a
So
mutual
that was
friend of
going to be my
ours.
question. I was going to
Mhm.
say, have you played with one before? And you
I was at
have.
a friend's house and they busted it out. I left. because my
Oh
mom
man.
said no. I was like,
Oh, I
uh-uh.
love that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not fucking with that. I already was like, you're
Mm-mm.
stupid. Like I would
Mhm.
bear, I think I did the Bloody Mary thing
Mhm.
once, and I was
Uh-huh.
only because I was with a friend who bossed me around,
Mhm.
hint, and I that she was the one primarily doing it.
Ugh,
And I was like, I'm out. Like I
hell
just you
no.
can't mess with that. You don't know what you're inviting in.
And that's the thing is like you invite that in, who the hell knows when you can get it out?
Ew, I'm gross. Look at me. This episode's gonna scare me next week.
But that's true though about the Ouija board because my mom, she went to the movies with a friend or a boyfriend of hers.
Hmm.
They went on a date, and my mom the same thing. She had to leave the theater
Hmm.
because she was so scared. And my mom, I remember that game store in Stonestown. I
Oh
can't
yeah.
remember, but they had a game store.
Yeah.
And we went in. My mom went one way. My dad took me to the game store. So he's like, pick whatever game you want. So I'm over there and I see the Ouija board, but I didn't
Ugh.
know what that was. And I didn't know it was the Ouija because it doesn't sound like it's not spelt how it
Oh yeah,
sounds.
it's spelled with an O. Yeah.
Exactly. So I didn't know what that meant. I knew hearing the Ouija board like that just by, someone telling me, "Oh, that's bad," but looking at it and then I looked at how it looked. I was like, "Oh, that looks interesting." So, we're at the register and it was on a shelf high up. So I told my dad I want that one. And my dad's like, "Okay, we'll get it. We'll tell them when we get to the register." So we're waiting in line. All of a sudden my mom comes. She's like, "Did you get anything?" And my dad's like, "Oh, she's going to get that thing up there." And my mom's like, "What?" And I said, "That." I go, "That thing." And she goes, "Hell no, you're not. You are not getting that Ouija board." I go, "Oh my God, that's the Ouija board." And she goes, "Come on, let's go." I didn't even end up buying anything because I was so traumatized.
Oh
And I
my
was like, "Oh
God.
my God, what if I would have bought that?" Like, you hear all these stories.
Oh yeah. Like that thing
Mm-mm.
could be like, oh no, that's I believe in all that. I'm sorry, I do. Everything is
Mm-hmm.
real. Like everything. Because it's like, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
the religion Wiccan, don't they and I don't even know if I'm calling it or if calling it a religion is correct, but like that practice, don't they use, isn't that where it comes from? The Ouija board?
Ooh, I'm pretty sure they do because who was in what's her name? Kat Von D was involved in that.
Oh, now she's a born again.
Mm-hmm. That crazy? Because she said
Oh,
that she didn't. Oh dear. Okay, sorry. Okay, issues in the background.
oh my
Um,
God.
um, I guess she said she didn't want to invite those type of things into her family, especially because she has a little baby. But it's crazy because you know what? After I saw what movie did I see? Was The Nun? I think it was The
Ew.
Nun or
Ew.
Annabelle. One,
Okay, that's a hilarious. Was it in there?
I no, it was both of those movies because Tony and I were on a freaking scary movie like marathon.
Hey, can I come over and watch? Because by
Swear you and
myself.
Tony could watch together because after I watched The Nun, I haven't watched a scary movie since because it
Mm.
terrified me. And it wasn't so much that it was like it scared me. It was just like the fact that something, I don't know, after it made me feel weird and I didn't like that at all. And so when I found out Kat Von D was on Instagram, because I liked her in Miami Ink or whatever it was that she was
Yeah.
on. And then I had read about how she like blacked out all her tattoos, like a lot of them. And I was like, what's this about? So I found her on Instagram and I was following, she did a lot of auctions. But then I saw, and I think I had mentioned this in a couple podcasts ago, that she hangs out with Marilyn Manson.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that.
And it's just something about the kind of vibe that I was getting from her. I just couldn't, and I unfollowed her because I just wasn't comfortable with seeing some of the content and it wasn't that it was anything bad, but you could tell that it was just not good. And then
Hmm.
after reading up on her, becoming a born again Christian and just what she didn't want to represent anymore and what she was involved in. She was involved in like witchery and curses and all this stuff. I was just like,
Is
ooh,
witchery a word?
I don't know. I say witchery.
Witchcraft.
I like
I love
witchery.
witchery better. I've never heard of that. That's
Let
cute.
me see. Is it a word? I've always
It
said
should
witchery.
be.
And I even think I said that to Tony, and he usually corrects me on everything.
Does that mean you used to call Satanism Satanry?
I don't know. Can you? I'm
I
sure
don't
you
know.
can.
It's cuter. I like
Oh, yeah.
witchery.
It says, what is the meaning of witch is witchery?
Perfect. But is it the
So,
practice of witchcraft?
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, or the belief in magic spells. I mean,
Yeah.
but she uses another word, and I think what was the one you said?
Wiccan?
Yeah. And because she claims she was a witch. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's just I don't know, I just don't like those kind of vibes, especially I don't know, now that I'm a mom
Yeah.
and the fact that it's just kind of like I don't know, I don't like those bad vibes around me. So scary movies just kind of creep me out.
No,
I don't
that makes
know.
perfect sense. No, no. And believe me, like the Grudge, the Nun, all that crap, like I don't like Saw, like
Mhm.
or what's that one? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like yes.
See,
I
ugh.
like the OGs, but I don't like Freddy Krueger or Jason. They bore the fuck out of me. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I've seen Freddy Krueger because it's one of
Yeah.
those things that we used to see when late at
Yeah.
night when you were about to go
One,
to sleep.
two, Freddy's coming for
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes. But Jason, boring.
Yeah, I'm
I'm good.
snoring. He's a mama's boy. Okay. Bye.
For real. And though, I do have to say that one of my favorite scary movies is Pet Cemetery.
Nice. I've only seen it once. I don't like
Ugh.
animal movies.
The first one, though, yeah, don't watch it because you've seen the first one?
I must have blocked it. I have, and I think I've read the book. It's huge.
Yes, it
But
is.
I just
Mm. Stephen King, though, he is like the king of scary movies, but they kind of I don't know, I find a lot of his stuff kind of, I don't know, weird. I'm not
yeah.
like that big of a fan, right? But Pet Cemetery for me will always go down in history. Also, another one that's good is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Have you
Okay,
seen
I'm
that?
so glad you mentioned it because when we were talking about The Exorcist, I was thinking about yes, I have. I saw it with you once at
That's right.
least.
Yes. Hmm.
And remember the part where her boyfriend was like, "Where are you?" And she's on the floor.
Oh my
Ew,
God.
I still can see it. That's the only
Oh my
thing I can
gosh.
remember from that movie is that scene where she's on the floor.
Yeah, and she's all like, "Ugh."
Like,
See, I don't, and that actress's face,
yes,
was she on Breaking Bad? Or she was on some show on Netflix. I can't handle her face.
I
Or,
can't
I mean, and
either.
it's nothing about her, but she looks scary. And I think
She
it's because
does.
of that Emily
Oh
Rose
yeah,
movie,
totally.
the way she contorted and stuff.
Oh,
I'm
I'm just
like,
disturbed for life. That
yeah.
one, that's the only thing I remember from that movie. And I saw the movie. We saw it together. We were in your room.
Mm, No.
Ugh.
Okay. So one of the questions I was going to ask you was which horror movie scared you for life? So do you have one that has scared you so much that you will never see it again?
The Exorcist.
Okay. So it
And
is The
that's that I
Exorcist.
watched it like this.
Really?
And me and Carrie were on her couch late sharing it. And I think Annie was there too.
Mm.
Me and Annie the three of us were on the couch. We were spooning this way, and Carrie was the only one facing the other way, brave. And we were like, oh, we were so scared.
Yeah, it is scary. I would have to say that's probably between that one and I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Wait, you saw Paranormal Activity, didn't you?
Yes. I was more.
Or
I
was it
think
the Blair Witch Project?
I saw the Blair Witch Project when it
You
came
were
out.
scared by that.
I was terrified because that when I went to go see it, it was when everyone was under the impression that it had happened
Hmm.
and that there was missing persons fucking flyers all over. So you went in, at least my dumbass went in thinking that they really were missing. And the way it ended,
Hmm.
him facing the wall and then she drops her camera.
See, I didn't see the movie,
Oh,
but it's
neat.
okay because I started it. But see, I watched it after I found out that it wasn't real. Spoiler. and
Ugh.
but I remember everybody being scared of it, like
Yeah, I was not
terrified.
well. I was very, very scared. Like
Wow.
I was absolutely to my core.
Shoot. Okay,
And it was
that's
so gritty. You know what, Neen? I don't think I've seen The Nun.
Mm.
I feel like that would fuck me up for life.
Yeah, it would. I just, you know
Ugh.
what it's just, yeah, it's just
It's
creepy.
just, they don't make them like our 90s scary movies, like
No.
the Screams. Okay,
No.
but here's the thing. I love Scream. I get cozy the way Nev Campbell speaks. She's one of the
Mm-hmm.
only women that if I were to kick the bucket tomorrow, I give permission to Angel to move on with. Nev Campbell,
Love that.
Mariska Hargitay. Okay, they're
Mm-hmm.
both cut from the same cloth. But Nev Campbell, the way she speaks and looks, okay, so it's my cozy, like I'm getting cozy thinking about it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
number three can kiss my ass though. I can't watch that by myself. You know
Really?
why?
Huh.
Do you
Why?
remember? That's the one where she is being like haunted by her mom
Ooh,
and
no.
she's
Yeah.
sleep okay, hi. She's sleeping by herself in her house. She lived alone in that fucking house.
I hate
And then the
that.
phone rang and it's her fucking mother. And
Oh,
then she looks out the
no.
window and she's standing there. Excuse me?
Yeah, no. See, I
I
don't
have
like that kind of
chills.
stuff. Yeah, so do I right now. For real. This is not cool because I can't see that's the kind of stuff. And that's why I guess I don't because you know me, I go to bed really late. Like I'm a night
Uh-huh.
owl. So Tony always goes to bed super early. So
Yeah.
by the time I go to bed, everybody's asleep.
Ew.
So it's dark, right? And I always go to bed like around 1 a.m. or whatever. And I'm always afraid I'm going to see something,
Of course.
And so, when we would watch scary movies, Tony would always fall asleep.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, dude, don't leave me here hanging. And that's the one thing that I hate. And that's why with Pet Cemetery scared living crap out of me is there was a character in there called Pascal who was killed by um, a, a semi, right? But he came back, and in the movie, he appears to the doctor, one of the main characters in the movie, the dad appears to him at night in the doorway while he's asleep, and Pascal's just standing by the door, and he's like, "Doc, wake up!" And I'm like, so for years, that's why I don't like my door open because I don't need to wake up at night seeing
Uh,
anything like by my door.
no.
So, and that's the thing, and that's like the movie Scream. Like I don't like when like she's sleeping and she's by herself, and then you start hearing things, or
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Oh, or like who leaves a window open when you're by
Thank
yourself?
you. Or she goes outside. Where are you? Can you see me? Don't be
Okay,
smart,
see,
Alec.
yeah, see that kind of stuff in
Ugh,
movies, scary movies pisses me
I'm
off.
freezing now.
Yes, right.
We put on a
It pisses
jacket.
me off to no end. I can't handle when people are stupid in scary movies and they're by themselves and they go like walk in the field looking. It's kind of like um Drew Barrymore in the first one
Oh
of Scream.
God, stop
Like
because I can't.
I know she didn't have a
Ugh.
choice to run outside. She had to get away from him, right? But I'm
Yeah,
like,
she was so close too. Like
she was.
that scares me. Like you could see her in the background.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna be freaked out next week. Thanks.
I can't handle scary stuff like
But
that.
it's because of the way they pop out and
Mhm.
because I'm sorry, the mask adds a little like mystery to
Mhm.
it too. And then,
Oh,
but then,
definitely.
so I can't believe I know what you did last summer is another cozy one for me too. And it's a
Mhm.
fisherman. And like, what
Right.
part can I not watch? Or now I'm kind of over it because I think it's hilarious. When she, oh, when Ryan Philippe's character, he's
Mhm.
he's up above and Sarah Michelle Gellar is down winning the crown. No, she's gonna give the crown to the new person, and
Mhm.
she sees him being killed. Something about
Ugh.
how she sees the guy coming from behind him.
Yeah. See?
Uh-uh.
No. See, yeah, I can't handle that stuff either. Or have you seen the reel that's going around with people dressing up as Mike Myers and and they're walking or
Yes,
he's walking and you have to try and out chase him and open your door?
that's not okay. See, here's the thing. That happened to me one year at St. Francis Woods. So my mom used to take me
Oh no.
trick-or-treating. And I remember this one house in particular was decked out. We were so excited. All of a sudden, we see a Michael Myers doll sitting. And then it
Mm-mm.
gets
A
up and starts
doll.
walking towards us. And I was like, oh my God.
Mm-mm. No,
See, my
see, and
dumbass loves him so much. If a murderer were to like dress up like him, I pose with him, like, "Hey, boo."
see, I can't see, I don't like that. You know how Michael Myers walks around
Yeah, nothing can. Mm-mm.
and I don't like being chased.
I don't like being chased either because I'd be taken out.
Yeah, I would.
Like, bye. I would
I
just sit there, like, go ahead.
same
I'm not gonna
here.
run.
I'm just gonna be dead.
Yeah,
I
like,
like let me
do
kill
what you gotta
hand me
do.
the knife. Just I'll do
Yeah,
it myself.
yeah.
I can't handle that. Because I panic, I'll trip. It just makes me nervous.
Yeah, me too.
So
Me too.
watching these reels of him following these people, and it's like five guys were trying to like outwalk him, and Michael's just there like walking like normal, and they're like trying, and they're like fiddling with the key, and I'm like, get in, and while it's like giving me anxiety, I'm like, oh my god, I can't.
So, what I'll I'm gonna ask you this. Did you
Mhm.
ever see the reel going around of the dancing woman in Bulgaria or Russia?
No.
So there is folklore, okay, of this woman that she just dances in the streets at like 3 in the morning, and you never really see her face. She's just dancing. And then legend has it if she turns and looks at you, like she's in her own world, kind of like Britney.
Mhm.
Okay, but then she'll make eye contact and then chase you. Have you
Oh
ever seen
no,
that one? It's not
no.
okay. Like, it's not okay because she's dancing like a jig or something, and then she'll stop and she'll chase.
Oh, see, I don't like, and I don't like when scary people like turn around,
Uh-huh.
like their head,
Yeah.
or aliens.
Or yes, aliens. Or when in Brazil, I think they do this. They have the hidden camera in the elevator, and then people go in and there's like a bed.
No,
It's a and a body underneath covered, and then it sits, someone's underneath, sits up,
no.
and then they're like climbing all over each other to get out.
Oh my God.
Or a
See,
little kid, like in the
no, see,
corner.
Latin culture
Oh,
is infamous for doing that shit. Because
yeah.
remember that show Infarto?
Uh-huh.
Hell no. I love that show because it was
It
hilarious.
was hilarious, but what the
But I'm
fuck?
surprised no one had a heart attack because of some of these skits. Like, I'll never forget there was one where this guy was babysitting a kid, and all of a sudden the kid disappears and he dresses up as one of the dolls of the kid. And the doll comes to life, and
Nope.
the guy is literally having this panic attack. It
That's
were the show, obviously a lot of people probably don't know what that is, but the
yeah.
show is similar to that show that what was it called? Shannon Doherty did it for a while. Like scare
Scare
remember the
factor,
I think it was called
fear
Scare Factor.
factor.
No, no, what'd you say? Fear?
Fear factor?
No, I think it was called Scare Factor or
Okay.
something. And same concept where they scare the living shit out of people.
Not okay. See,
No.
okay, like Punked, all those shows, I would kill whoever arranged that. That's so
Mhm.
messed up. Oh my
It
God. That's
is.
awful. I'm wondering if anyone's ever died of a heart attack.
I bet they have because I would. I'd be the first.
You know, not yeah, me too. Not everyone can handle being scared. You know the scene
Mm-mm.
where in Friends where Rachel is babysitting Ben and then
Mhm.
he's playing pranks and then Ross gets back at her by falling down the
Oh yeah.
stairs. Okay. That
Mhm.
was she didn't know that he was going to do that.
Really?
She thought it was him falling for real, and they had to edit that scene because she screams his name, David.
No
So she's
way.
being
Really?
scared for real, and that's not
Oh,
acting.
oh my God,
So
I gotta watch that.
hello, what if she had an infarto right
Yes,
there?
exactly.
What the
Dang. Mm-mm.
oh
Now, have you heard of the story Slender Man?
uh-huh.
See,
Again,
that
involving
scares me.
children. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
And that crime story scares living shit out of
Me
me
too. Make sure
because
Pretzel does not, because kids
mm-mm.
are stupid. I'm not her, but like kids talk about
Oh,
that shit.
oh no, completely because it's just the look of him scares me. And I
Me
guess
too.
it's the concept of what he looks like, what he stands for, but
Yeah.
also the fact of you have, and I guess that's why with social media, that's what scares me with having kids is because there's so many things that they can access. There's so many things that can be told to them from other people. Um, like for example, she told me about a month ago that one of her friends sent in their group chat um, Like one of those things, remember back in the day, it was like, okay, if you don't like a email
Oh, a
chain.
chain letter,
Yes.
like
Whereas
a
like if
chain
you
type of
don't do
thing.
this, your mom's gonna die.
Yeah. Ugh.
And he sent that to them.
What, you know what?
And I go, okay, well, okay, it's for one, it's not real, you know, and two, I don't want you to like even think, I just erase it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like kids are so vulnerable to stuff.
Yep.
And other kids believe it's true. So they do that just like we would back in the day with email links and chains and being scared that if you didn't, it's kind of like, if you step on the crack, you'll break your mom's back, that kind of
Yeah.
thing,
I still don't
It's
step on back on cracks.
but it's the same concept. And like with this whole Slender Man thing, it's sad because that little girl literally almost died. And I
Yeah.
mean, those kids that did that to her at a sleepover, um, I feel like they're demonic myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't care what you think, but you know what you did was wrong. You knew that it was, you didn't like the girl and you freaking attacked her, you know,
Exactly.
and the poor little girl thought they were being her friends. And that's what makes me sad.
No, they covered this episode. They covered Slender Man actually on an episode of SVU. It is so
Mhm.
well done and it is so
Oh,
creepy.
wow. See,
It's awful. And it's like, what
that's
next?
terrifying.
All
It
these little
really is.
legends and shit.
Because they have a lot of that. They have a lot like on online, like even on maybe kids' games, their games that they play where characters pop up and they tell them to do things. There was this one I think that came out of Japan that was like a hacker, but was attacking kids and was telling them if you don't do this, then I'm going to tell your parents that you do this, this, and this, and would make them like kill themselves.
That's awful.
Yeah, and I'm like, what kind of sick and twisted world is this? It's just so disturbing on so many levels. I'm just, anyways.
Speaking of
But
which, sorry to
go
interrupt, but
ahead.
did you hear about like not to bring it to like what's happening, in
Hmm.
the world right now, but supposedly they're like telling parents to dismantle social media from from their kids' phones because they're going to start streaming stuff so that
Really?
kids get it.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry. When you said that, it brought me back to what I saw today on the news.
I swear I can't. Did you see what they sent? Like you said, not to say anything, but real quick, because I think this is something everybody should know. Um, the warning about tomorrow, Friday the 13th.
What?
That they were saying that just be careful and on guard because apparently there was it says be advised the leader of Hamas just called Muslims around the world to embrace a day of global jihad this Friday the 13th. That's 3 days from now. So this was a couple days ago. If you live in a major city in America or Europe, I'd recommend avoiding crowds or highly public places on Friday. Please be safe.
Where is
So
that posted?
It was, I don't know. Here, I'll send it to you. But I saw it on Instagram last night, and then Brandy heard it on the news today, and so did my mom, and Tony heard about it too. I was like, wow. So just be aware of things because there's just a lot going on in this world, and it's just not. We all gotta watch our backs, right?
That makes me so
'Cause
scared. Like, oh,
I
Jesus.
know. It's terrifying. It really is, as if the world isn't scary enough. Um, but anyways, I'm gonna ask you some questions,
Ask
Steph,
me.
and we could have some convo over here. So they're just a little scary questions. They're really not scary, but to get us in the mood.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Um, have you, I think actually you already answered this. Have you ever said Bloody Mary in front of a mirror?
Yeah, half. I'm going to say half of a yes.
So did you have the courage to stay in front of the mirror when you did it?
No,
Yeah, neither did I. Were
no.
you wearing red lipstick?
I don't know. No, no, no. No. Were you?
Yeah,
That
I
part of
did.
it? Oh,
I
shit.
did, but I couldn't bring
Ooh,
myself to, oh
red
God.
lipstick. I wish you had a picture of little you applying red lipstick and
I
I'm going to do it.
oh
Never
my
mind.
gosh. Can you believe that? Like these things that we come up with? I can't. Would you spend a full night inside a haunted house if someone paid you?
Fuck no. Absolutely not. Am I by myself?
Uh-huh.
No.
What if it was for like 100 million?
Oh my God, I would die of a heart attack.
I know. I don't think I could. I would maybe try.
I
No,
would
I
try,
couldn't.
but I'd be
I
so
don't know if I
scared.
could. No, because have you seen The Haunting
Yes.
of what is it called?
Hill House
Yes. That's a series, right? Or is that a movie?
movie.
Okay,
And
maybe.
there's a TV show that sounds kind of similar, but the girl that looks like Diane Lane's stepsister is in that
Mm-hmm.
movie.
Mm.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones and oh
Oh
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. But there's a Netflix series and maybe it's The Haunting.
The
I can't
Haunting
remember.
maybe.
Yeah, but and it was about a family that moved into this house. Same kind of concept and stuff. And literally, like things would happen in this house. And, you know, I just don't understand. Like, if you were a parent and your kids were telling you that they were seeing things or that things were happening in the middle of the night and this was continuous,
Mhm.
wouldn't you move?
Absolutely.
I'm
Like,
like,
why are
who
we still here?
stays? Yeah, it's like that, and it was based off a true story, I think. What was that one where they? It was like a house in like on the East Coast or something, and this family moved in. Was that the haunting of? Maybe that's the movie. The haunting
Maybe.
of no. What is it? That's a famous haunted house. Remember that movie? And they moved in, and it was haunted, and then they had to burn it. Do you
I
remember that?
remember the plot sounds familiar, but I don't
It's
remember
like
it.
famous house. And that's a creepy. That's actually a good scary movie, Steph. You should
What?
watch it. Let's see, house scary movie. Let me cuz uh okay. I'm gonna have to ask Tony and we're gonna because that's a really good one. And it's actually I don't want to say it's like that scary, but it's more creepy because this family moves in and the house is haunted. There was murders that were done there. Like
Ew.
years ago and they couldn't sell the house. So that this family buys their dream
Oh,
house.
right. Okay, what the hell is it called?
Yeah, I can't try to think. Um starts I want to say it starts uh haunted house movies. Tony's probably screaming in the radio saying this is the name of the movie. What is it? I can't. Oh, remember the oh, ooh, no. I don't
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
me
What?
neither. Cause that's a really man, and that's a really good no. Oh, the Amityville horror.
Ew.
Yeah, that one's it's you know what though? Have you seen it?
Yes, but I don't like again, this is one I've probably just seen once, maybe even on an airplane.
Oh, it's creepy, but it's not scary to where it's like, but it's a
Yeah.
good one, right?
Yeah.
Um, okay. Have you ever had an unexplainable experience with the supernatural?
Just in my dreams.
Mm.
Just in my dreams. I had like my mom's mom pops up in my dream a lot and I'm like, why are you here?
Oh,
Like,
snap.
and the most recent one was I was at a Selena concert. Selena, who's been gone since 95,
Uh-huh.
she's performing in today's
Snap.
day and age. I know she's not alive anymore in my dream, but she's
Mm-hmm.
performing. And we all have a single red rose in our hands. And my grandmother is behind me, and she doesn't, in my dreams, she doesn't talk to me. She just faces forward.
Oh my
She never
gosh.
says anything to me. And then I remember one time when we lived in Forester, both grandparents had passed, and then I later found out that their ashes were upstairs this whole time. But I had a nightmare, and I woke, and in my nightmare, my bedroom door was open, and I looked out the crack of the door, and I see my grandma and grandpa walking past the door, looking straight ahead, never looking at me. So I believe they're visiting, but they're not. Why are you here? Like,
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
only ever in dreams. I've never had what you've had experience.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. So for me, I mean, there was quite a few, especially because we worked in the cemetery. But I'll tell you this one, and it's about Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I told you this one where one night we were
Mm-hmm.
watching television. This is when we were first going out, and we were watching television, and he fell asleep. And so I'm over there, I'm watching TV, and all of a sudden I hear Tony go, "Uh,
Oh my
and
God.
there's so he's under the covers, right? So I see like his hands underneath the covers and it's like moving around and I go, what the hell's wrong with him? I go, and it just where his hands were positioned, it just didn't look right. So I was
Yeah.
like, hell no. I was like, we're going to talk about this later, right? So
Yeah.
I looked at him and I ignored him and I just kept watching the movie or the show. And I didn't think anything of it. It maybe lasted like 3 minutes, 3, 4 minutes, right? But he was really like, it was like he was crying. You know what it
Yeah.
sounded like? It sounded like he was crying, but someone put duct tape over his mouth.
Oh my God, that's so awful.
That was the kind of sound, right? So the next morning we wake up and I'm like, la di da. And then Tony's like, I don't feel right. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he was like, I don't know. I had such a bad dream last night. And I said, oh my God, well, like, what happened? And he goes, I don't know. He's like, last night, it felt like someone came up under our sheets and was trying to like touch my area, but was like, and I was struggling with him, with this person.
Oh my God, Neen.
And I go, what? And he goes, I go, Tony, I go, do you even understand that literally heard you struggling and I thought you were just having a bad dream. I didn't know what the heck you were doing because there was a lot of noise coming on that side of the bed, right? I go, but it only lasted like 3 or 4 minutes. And he goes, oh my gosh, I was like screaming for help, but I couldn't talk. I was like, what they
Yes.
say where you're like
Yes.
stuck in your body. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are you serious? He's like, why didn't you wake me up? And I'm like, because I didn't think it, I mean, how would I know that was happening? He's like, no, literally, I felt like a draft near my feet and someone was coming up from under the covers and was trying to pull me.
Oh my God, Neen.
And I go, oh my gosh. So that kind of started a whole like thing during that time. Tony was
Ugh.
going through a lot at work and
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
and being that he worked at the cemetery, like a lot of people believe that, especially if you die suddenly, that your spirits get stuck.
Limbo, right? Like you're
Uh-huh.
kind of like
And they're
Patrick Swayze.
confused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're confused. So they say a lot of times, like at cemeteries or funeral homes, bodies or ghosts are around because they're confused as to where they are. And it's, like this middle verse, right? And they're trying to figure out like what happened. And so Tony said, though, during this time, he would work late because he had a lot of overtime. And he literally would be like on the computer at work and typing in reports. And he said he could feel dark spirits behind
Nope.
him.
I
And it was to where he like the hairs on the back of his neck were like coming up because he could feel them just standing there.
uh-uh. We're
And
done.
so the straw that broke the camel's back for us was during this time that morning, or one morning, he wakes up. He always woke up before me. He woke up and it's dark still. And I woke up because I had to go to the restroom. He's in the bathroom. So where our bathroom was, there was a mirror. And from the mirror, you could see our bed, right? So I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, go back to bed. And I'm sitting on the edge of my bed for a second. And he turns and no, he's looking from the mirror and he goes, hey, what is Pretzel doing? Why is Pretzel up? And I said, what? And he goes, Presley, why is she right next to you? I said, Tony, there's no one here.
No.
He was like, Justine, I literally was looking in the mirror and there was
No.
a little girl standing right next to
No, you know how I feel about kids. Like kid ghosts. Fuck that.
me. Yeah. So after that, I talked to my mom and my dad And I was telling them how like Tony's been experiencing these things, and he was like, Tony was just going through a really hard time and very like kind of disturbed, like mentally and emotionally. And I said, I think we need the house to be blessed. And I think we
Hmm.
need to have someone come and pray over us because something's not right. There's something that is, I'm like, I don't know. Did someone follow, like a spirit follow him home? Like,
Maybe
what is
clung to him
this?
or something. And
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And so we had a priest come. My dad's really good friend, his brother was a priest, and he came, he talked to us, he asked us what was going on, and we told him, and he blessed every single room. He prayed over Presley, prayed over us, and after that it was fine. But and everything kind of changed. But I'm like,
Mm.
Tony's like, I felt like a weight had been lifted off of me because he said he had been walking around as though something was pushing him down,
Yeah,
like
someone
this
was piggyback
heaviness.
riding on him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
wait, was this before or after that girl?
This was actually around the same time.
But
So I wanted,
before then, right? Because he got blessed. And
uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. So all that had happened before.
so can you tell the story about that one? Because that fucks
Yes.
me
So
up.
I'll tell the story of that. I'm going to kind of use different names
Names.
and
Yeah, yeah. I almost said the
different
name.
areas.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you know, we worked in a cemetery, and I well actually at that time I wasn't working there anymore, and Tony was actually, come to think of it, this was after he was blessed. We all were
Okay.
blessed. So I was working at another place. We had met for lunch. Tony goes back to work and I'm at work and I'm like, la di da di da, I get a phone call and he goes, oh man, Justine, guess what? I just got a phone call from the front desk. And I go, oh, what's up? He's like, I don't know. He goes, I just got in and they told me that someone's at the front. They want to see me and they have something for me. So that's really not that uncommon, only
Hmm.
because, he does, at that time he was doing cremations and stuff. So families would get attached and they, liked his customer service and maybe they wanted to give him
Right.
a tip or whatever. So
Right.
he's like, well, maybe it's one of the families. Like, oh, okay, well, good luck. I'll talk to you later. So maybe about an hour passes, and he told me that he calls me and he says, I'm here, but that family never showed up, or that person. And I said, oh, well, did you call the front desk back? And he goes, yeah, I did. And I said, hey, did you send them over? And she goes, yeah, I did. I told them you were at lunch, but you should be back within 15 minutes. She said she knew where the place was. She had been there before and she'd have no problem finding it. And so she goes, maybe she went to go visit a loved one and she'll be there a little later. So he goes, okay, no problem. I'll leave the door open in case, right? So he's over there working. So, just a little backstory about maybe 6 months prior to that, someone in the cemetery, okay, that he had known for a very long time, a family member of them who he had also known, passed away. Okay. And so we'll just leave it there. They work on the cemetery grounds, right? So there is some sort of connection with this person, right?
Okay.
So we're going to call this person Nancy.
Okay.
Okay. So Tony asks the front desk, hey, did you by any chance get their name? And the front desk lady goes, oh, you know what? She said her name was Nancy. And so Tony goes, well, I don't know anybody that by the name of Nancy. So I don't know who that could be. It has to be a family. She goes, well, let's see if she shows up, honey, because maybe they just gave up, right? So maybe like 2 hours pass, no one comes. Tony then goes to the front desk, goes by, the receptionist and says, hey, she never came. Like, do you know what she had? And she goes, well, when she was here, I was asking her, like, do you want to just leave what you have? Because it was a box. Do you just want to leave what you have here at the front and he can pick it up? And she goes, no, I need to give it to him personally. So she was like very adamant about it. And she said, okay. And like I said, she knew where you worked. She had been there before. So he goes, okay. He goes, that's so weird. I don't know anybody named Nancy. So he calls me, right? and said, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out who this Nancy person is. So he tells me the name Nancy. And when he tells me the name Nancy, I go, oh my gosh, you know Nancy. And I said, he goes, Nancy? I go, Nancy, the one that died 6 months ago? He goes, oh my gosh, you think? And I go, I don't know. Ask her what she looked like. Right. So, just a background story on the position of the front desk there. I worked there in the mornings for like 2 years, 3 years. So every morning, the sun would come through the front window and it would be so bright. I would have to even position like the flowers in a certain area so it would block the sun. But after like 12 o'clock, the sun was already setting and it was in the back of the building. So there was no way the sun could come through at like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, right? Because he had taken his lunch later.
Mm.
So Tony then goes back to the front and he
Mm.
says, it's really bothering me. And I was just wondering, did you get her what she looked like by any chance?
Oh my
And she
God.
goes, you know what, honey? Honestly, it's so funny because when she was here, I couldn't see her face. All I saw was the silhouette of her hair, which was curly, because literally there was a huge light coming from behind her. It was so bright. The sun was coming through the window so bright that all I could see was like the silhouette of her hair.
Oh,
And Tony goes, oh my God, because this girl had curly hair.
of
And the
course.
sun never, ever, I mean, how? It's just not possible
No,
for the
it's
sun to be
not.
coming through that window. I
Yeah.
said, oh my gosh. So there was some issues. So when we found out about this and this whole thing happened, we were all freaked out. So
Hmm.
Tony then calls someone who knew Nancy and said, oh my God, listen to what just happened. And he goes, oh my gosh, do you even know it was the anniversary of Nancy's death today?
What was in that box?
I don't know.
Oh,
So there was some issues with the placement um of her remains because there was some family issues. So we were under the impression that maybe it was her cremated remains
oh my
and
God.
that because he knew her personally that she thought that if she could reach out to him somehow, maybe he could help her get placed and put to rest. And that's all we could think of, like maybe sending out an SOS to him to maybe talk to the family. um so that's the scary story.
Yeah, I'm still not okay. That one, you told me that years ago, and I'm still like freaked out. Like, thanks. I'm looking around me, like, oh my God, I'm gonna sleep with the lights on all next week.
Right, it's still one of those things that like haunts us to this day because we think about it, and it's just, and the thing that haunts us is the fact that the receptionist couldn't see her face
Yeah, mm-mm.
because of the bright light. And it's funny because the way she said it, it wasn't like, oh, there was a bright light, like the sun. It was like, oh my gosh, honey, can I just tell you? It was like this to where it was so bright. My hands had to block the bright sun. Impossible. Absolutely impossible unless the whole earth shifted to where the sun was like coming down on the other side. Like it
Oh
doesn't
my
make
God,
sense.
that is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my, and she never visited again.
No.
Oh, man, I hope it.
Never
Does he
ever.
know what happened, like with her? No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well,
No.
I hope she's at peace. Maybe that means she's at peace.
I hope
Maybe.
so.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Palate
you know,
cleanser.
I hope so. And I think it's just one of those things that, you know, with what I believe is with every good, there's bad. And,
Right.
you know, and there's also people I think like I get intrigued by what is her name? The lady who talks to like your loved ones.
The mediums, Sophia or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Or
I'm kind of
Tyler.
I like Tyler more than Sylvia
Yeah.
Brown.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like she's just taking advantage of people. Something about her gives me bad vibes, but I do believe that there are people out there who have the gift.
Hmm. Definitely.
But maybe she has a little bit of it, but she just strikes me as just a
Sylvia
shyster.
Brown is the one that was on Montel,
Yes.
right? So she passed away.
Oh shit.
I was thinking, you know who I was thinking of? Long Island Medium.
Okay.
She is, if you, I don't know if you've
Did she go
seen
to
her before.
Kardashians? No, it was a guy. It was a guy
That
that,
was I believe that was Tyler that
yeah.
did the Kardashians, but not Sylvia, but the Long Island one, she has like long nails and like blonde bleached
Oh
hair.
yeah, I've seen her.
Yeah, exactly. And she's pretty good. Tony actually really likes her. But, and I do believe in that. I do think, but it always makes you wonder, like, because especially like with my faith and stuff, and I think like you always hear about like the devil too can
Yeah.
conform into other
Hmm.
things, and
That's why I
when
never
you're
the
when you're call
psychics.
and that's the thing is when you're calling out stuff,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder, like, are they just is the devil giving you what you want to hear?
Oh,
Like
fuck.
and opening a portal to something like that's why I would never do that. Would you ever get your fortune told?
No, a lady stopped me at Westlake, like, here you go, and handed me a slip of paper. I was like, and I
Mm-mm.
grabbed it without tripping, and I was like, oh shit, I rebuke this, and I threw it away. Like as soon
And
as I
that's
got out of her
yeah.
eyes. No, I never been to
Yeah,
a
see.
psychic. I have had my cards read when I was
Mm-hmm.
in a very like deep depression. I did
Mm-hmm.
see someone just to see, I don't know, just to make myself feel better. And it was like scary. I didn't give this person any information about me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was able to confirm things that were occurring and how and why. And I was like, okay. And I
Yeah.
prayed on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, yeah, that's the only time I've done it.
Yeah, see, and I don't like to even go there with it scares me. Like I don't want to know the future.
I don't want to know when I die. I
No,
just hope
because I'm
that it's
afraid they're going to tell
peaceful.
me something like that. And then
Yeah.
I'll be pissed
Yeah.
because then it's going to ruin my whole life because I'm going to be anticipating it.
Yeah, exactly.
You
No.
know?
No.
I don't need to know that. That's the kind of stuff I just can't hang with. So, um, oh, this is a fun one. If there was a zombie apocalypse, do you like zombies? Do you like watching zombie stuff?
I think they're funny. I mean, I'm gonna be one in a couple. I sorry, I just got a text that disappoints me.
Uh-oh.
I had sold those Taylor Swift tickets and now they're can't. So,
Oh,
um,
that sucks.
I like Warm Hands, was it, or Cold Hands? That zombie movie. I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
sweet because he fell in love with like someone that wasn't dead, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be a zombie with Angel for the Thriller flash mob. So like
Oh,
I
cute.
have to be cool with it. But like if they were walking towards me in real life, like the
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead or whatever, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, would I run the other way? Because they can't talk. They're like,
No,
oh my
I
God.
know. So if you were in a zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice?
Um Weapon of choice. Is there something that can kill them? I think I would have to revert to the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith
Mm-hmm.
and use whatever he did to kill was it fire? I don't remember what it was. It was something. So I would have to, obviously I don't have time to concoct it, but maybe I would use, I don't know, maybe I would get the fire extinguisher and like
Ooh.
scare them and then
Ooh, I like
what
that.
would you do?
Okay. I would use a knife. Only or like yeah, because I like the sound when they're killing like zombies in their heart or their head, like the from Walking Dead. I just find it so satisfying.
Oh,
But I don't know. There's so many things we could go about and go and talk about in regards to
yeah.
this topic. But I think it's a nice little prelude to what's to come
Yeah,
for
definitely.
this spooky season.
I love it. I love all things spooky. This has been so much fun and I hope we get to do it again because I think well, next week for sure, and then the following week I think we're still in October, so let's do it.
Yes.
Let's
I
spook
know,
it up.
right? No, for real. I'm excited. Real quick though, would you taste human flesh for $100?
No. Unless it was Angel, because I always tell her I want to
Aw,
like bite her and eat her because she's so
right?
just cream. So yeah, I would do it for free. How about
I
you?
love it. I don't think so.
Like Angel's always worried that she's gonna wake up and I'm gonna be gnawing on her arm or something.
That actually would be really funny.
Yeah.
That would be
Like her
that's
hand is in my
cute.
mouth.
And you're like, what? Like there's a Santa Clarita Diet with
Oh yeah, Drew Barrymore.
yeah, did you watch that?
No, it's on my queue though. Like I want
Oh,
to
it's
watch it.
so cute. And it reminds me of that because she like bites people and she has like blood coming out, but it's really adorable because
Oh,
it's
okay. Because
Drew
she's like, it's
Barrymore.
her.
But
She's
it's a
so
really
fucking
good
cute.
show. But anyways, this was great. This was fun and I
This was
enjoyed it,
fun. This was
Steph.
spooky. I loved it.
Yes.
Thank you, Neen. That was fun. And I
Oh,
can't wait
thank
for the
you.
next one.
I know. I'm excited too. Can't wait.
Awesome. All right, then. If you don't have anything else, thanks for listening to this riveting installment of Fridays with Neen. Fridays with Neen. Every day is Fridays with Neen.
Weird. I can't hear it. But maybe on the recording it'll pick up the sound on your end.
I hope
I
so. I
see
mean, the
you
dog
shaking
sure as
it.
hell. Yeah. We'll try it. But
Oh,
thank you so much, Neen. And I'm going to catch you on that flip side, on the spooky side.
oh yeah. Peace out, buddies.